You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live in Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Thursday, October 19th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
Oh, we got a super show lined up for you today, even though it smells like hot ass up in here.
Oh, my God.
I know. And for the first time, it's not me, and I feel okay about that, but dear Lord, I got a picture. I was tagged in a picture yesterday by OG streamer Anthony, right? We all know Anthony. He's our boy. And he showed us a picture of the control burn that they did at the swamplands that's right behind this building.
That's what was going on yesterday.
That's what was going on. So they did a control burn because it's, way too many weeds to go through. And, I guess.
Sounds like there's more caca than weeds, it smells like.
Oh, my God, dude. That swampland back there, again, it was just like just a puddle of like mold. And I mean, there's living animals back there. But the fact is, not only is it the brush that got burnt away, I'm sure there's carcasses in the mix there. There's a lot of animals that probably died. That was a big ass fire. And it's fine for Tucson. It's gone. The control burn's said and done with. But our building is literally 50 feet away from that. And apparently the smoke went right to our air ducts and stuck in the walls. Yeah. And I think maybe for the rest of the week, I mean, luckily we only have Herb Stratford in later on, so we don't have any special guests,
Well, Santa Cruz River's nickname, right? Because you didn't grow up here.
No.
It is Creek.
Yeah.
It
is
just so gross. And over here is like the oldest sewage plant in Tucson. It's so gross.
Joy.
Seeping sewers. Welcome to Floyd Mill School District, everybody.
Yeah.
I just love the thought of them like first putting the radio station here. They're like, why is the cost so low? It's like, oh, we burn bodies in swamps. And like, that's fine.
Oh, hell of a deal.
We'll deal with it.
A hell of a deal. They bought this land for $25. Yes.
We'll take it.
And we own it. So, that it is going to be interesting throughout the day. And we'll see how quickly we can get adjusted or just used to the smell to where we're like, like someone comes in the room that smells good and be like, ew. Like
get out.
Jamie Foxx told a story once about going to Africa. And, like initially when he went to Africa, all the like locals there, they smelled like dookie to him, but he was wearing like fancy $500 cologne. And to them, he smelled like dookie. Yeah. You're like, yeah. What's wrong with you? So
this?
So gross. All right, since the three of us are in studio today, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Of course, it's Thursday, so we might bust out another Rap GPT classic, even though I know none of you have been asking for that.
Too bad.
Yeah, we also have tons of tickets to give away. And speaking of tickets, I want to play a game. But I don't want to play with our listeners. Since I got Rico and Weirdo here in the morning, let's start things off with a round of the last word and see how awake they are right now. And then we'll give away some hindsight tickets. So after we play this game, whoever wins this game, then I need caller number 10 to call 600 KFMA and say, I knew so-and-so is going to win that game. And then you're going to win a 4-pack of tickets for your Tucson Roadrunners for the home opener that's happening this Saturday. All right, you guys ready? Now, I did these categories yesterday in the last word. It's Halloween edition because this entire month we are celebrating spooky season. So 30 seconds on the clock will begin when I finish asking this question. We'll start off with you, Weirdo, because you're having a great hair day.
I really am.
Here you go. Weirdo, name a chocolate candy bar and go.
Snickers.
Okay.
Reese's.
Okay.
Twix.
Kit Kat.
Mr. Goodbar.
Mounds.
Whatchamacallit?
Snickers. You already
said Snickers.
100 grand.
Yep.
Oh, crap. Reese's peanut butter cups.
No,
he said Reese's. Reese's and peanut butter cups are different.
Those Reese's Pieces. You're arguing. You're going to lose.
I am going to lose. Almond Joy.
You already.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say almond joy.
All right. No. We'd have to check the replay on that, but we're going to give it up
Mounds.
for Weirdo. Yeah, Mounds. Yes. It's in the family, though.
Okay.
It's the cousin of the almond joy, but no almonds. All right, that's okay though, Rico. I think you got this next category, okay? And I'm gonna start off with you. 30 seconds on the clock will begin when I ask you this. Rico, name a dead celebrity you would dress up as on Halloween.
Judy Garland.
I've been to her grave.
Yeah.
Betty White.
Okay.
Johnny Cash.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that one's good. Whitney Houston.
Oh, okay.
Ike Turner.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Are you guys going blackface with this? I hope not.
I know.
No.
Oh God.
Oh,
It's so weird because yesterday when we did this, I was like, I suddenly can't think of any
I
dead
know,
celebrities.
literally.
you can't think of like Kurt Cobain
I see.
or
No, I know. I
Elvis
see
or
faces, and I couldn't wake up in time to think of
I mean-
the actual names.
With that mustache, Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, all right.
That was,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
a given.
Oh, yeah, he did die. How sad.
He did.
Yeah.
I've been to his grave too.
Okay. All right, enough with your weird, morbid tourism.
All the
Uh,
graves.
Congratulations, Weirdo. You're
Yeah, good
verbally
job.
or mentally more awake this morning, and that means caller number 10. If you give me a call and you say, I knew Weirdo was going to smoke Rico in the last word to start off this morning, then you're going to get a family 4-pack of tickets for your Tucson Roadrunners for the home opener game that's going down this Saturday. So 600 KFMA, 600-5362. All right, there you go. That was earlier this morning, of course. Welcome back. We're live on the podcast broadcast. Good to see everybody in the streams. Make sure you keep those comments going strong. It'll help our algorithm. You know the deal. We got Herb coming in here in a few minutes to give us a rundown of some new releases. And, you know, he doesn't have any cool shit on his list. Like Five Nights at Freddy's. I want to know what that's going to be like because that's dropping on Peacock this Friday. And we are going to talk just a little bit about the challenge final because it's final. It's a finale. And I'm hoping, okay, so he's not in yet. I'm hoping he'll bet me money on one in particular, like one person in particular. If I'm hoping he thinks this guy Fessie's gonna win. Because I was listening to a podcast because you know I'm a giant fucking nerd. And there was like a spoiler, they kind of slipped up. And,
Oh.
yeah.
Get some
And
insider
so,
information.
yeah, I got some insider information. That's how
Ooh.
Vegas does it. So I want a Vegas Herb Stratford. Right now, it doesn't affect him. It's his wife's money, anyways. But you know, like I want to see if he's willing to make that bet. So keep the poker face, and then everyone on the stream, you guys will know. But hopefully he won't.
Swindler you.
Yeah, that's how. You know what, man? Life's not fair. So you gotta play by any advantage that you get.
Exactly.
Yeah. So these are just facts and dropping. And it's good to see everybody on the stream, of course. We got a TMI Top 5 coming up that's educational. It's for all those cheaters out there. You know, you can spot a cheater, a man cheater. There's a lot of dating stuff that's been popping up on my radar. And maybe it's because I'm single. Maybe it's because I'm dehydrated because I'm so thirsty.
All the
But
above.
I've been coming across all this information about relationships and, you know, like secret code words that women use if they're serious about a guy, you know, and are coming up after 9 Inch Nails had like a hole. We're going to give you our TMI Top 5 signs to spot if somebody's cheating. And this is according to some experts and stuff. So I know that could help out some people out there, my paranoid friends, if you will. But
Wipe the glitter off.
yeah, there's as far as this, though, I will share this real quick because this is a viral video. It's a TikTok, right? That explained the nickname theory. The nickname theory is basically, if a woman gives a guy a nickname, then, you know, they're probably not serious about said guy. And see if you can back this up here, Weirdo. Here's an example. Like a silly, lighthearted description like the plain bagel and cream cheese guy means you're not serious about that guy and it's not going to last, right? If that's how she describes you to her friends in that kind of nickname.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Or if you want to narrow down the description to something relevant like the gray BMW guy, that's personal. And he's a possibility because he drives a BMW, but it can go either way. But they say the final category isn't actually a nickname. If women use their real name, talking to their girlfriends, like I had so much fun with Tom Smith last night, then you're in the long haul and she would say yes to a diamond.
If they say both names,
Right.
first and last name.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. But if they do a nickname and the full name, like, yeah, you know, I went on a date with that small D beef.
I was going to say Big D Rico. We're on a date with him.
You went the opposite way.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. That's pretty impressive. But
Big
either
D,
way.
but didn't know what to do with it.
Big sad D.
All right, we're keeping the conversation moving on to podcast broadcast. It's a good one. You join us. You should join us. YouTube.com/bevegan. There are TMI Top 5 coming up next after 9 Inch Nails. It's Head Like a Hole on Rock 102.1 KFMA. But you know the name of the show. Let's go. All right, there you go. And
Boom.
yeah, boom, babooski, and done. So yeah, that's information that maybe we didn't know. It's almost like peeking in, eavesdropping, if you will. Good to see you, Nick. Yo, educational for sure. Educational. I like what you did there. Weirdo had an excellent segment today. We'll play a little bit later on, and then we did a Rap GPT. In the comments, if you heard a Rap GPT, you guys are brutally honest. So let us know. I don't, it's one of those weird things. Management's super excited about Rap GPT. And, I don't know if the concept of the challenge of performing this song live on the air is really like being grasped by the audience. All I know is that last Thursday, we didn't do a Rap GPT. I didn't get a single message being like, where was the Rap GPT?
See, we're giving them too much.
Once a week, dude.
Too much.
Once a week.
They're used to it.
They could be used to it, but we had, a pretty fun time with this one in a way. I was kind of playing with it a little bit, but the whole concept of this one, Anthony said, not the best one. Fair enough.
Two country.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could be two country, but in the days of Hardy and Chelly Roll, what's two country anymore? But Rico came across this old timey review from 1865. That went viral on Reddit. It's on a Tucson thread on Reddit, describing the desolate town that was Tucson back in that times. And the funniest thing about the takeaway from that review is things haven't really changed that much. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Down to the description of the Adobe houses, which a lot of people still live in, and that's okay, dude. If they're bad. Anthony's saying sorry. Anthony, if the Rap GPTs are bad, those are good too. I gotta go with the karaoke approach on this. Like, if it's really good, it's good. If it's really bad, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the mediocre shit that I don't really want.
Right. We don't want the in-between.
I felt like you could have P. Diddy'd it a little bit better.
Okay. I thought you guys were doing a run-through. And then I realized live.
I said Rock 102.1.
Yep.
That's the cue.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that is the cue. Here, I'll play a little bit of it here, just so see. And I told Weirdo, I said, Weirdo, I want you to really geek out on this, make a bunch of noise, go, yeah, repeat things like that. And it wasn't until third verse that she started jumping in. Here's a little bit.
You should just hit it right now. Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was a fan of this beat though. So utilizing this information. Jesus Christ, what a long intro. All right, scrubbing ahead.
The beat is fire, though.
The beat is
Yeah,
fire.
it is really good.
Yeah, so sorry you didn't like it. Maybe I'll do
Just
some
play
more.
the beat next time by itself.
Paradise of devils beneath the skies, painting vivid pictures as the time flies.
Cracked and fake, where secrets are kept, corals mysteries, where memories slept, sheds baked ovens, the past whispers wept in Tucson's heart, a history well swept.
Yeah.
Tucson, a land of dust and filth, legends rose against the guilt.
Legend.
Paradise of devils beneath the sky, painting vivid pictures as time flies by.
Legends. I heard legends.
My ADHD medication's not working so good lately.
No, that's great though. So
Just blank
I
out.
think that would have helped if you would have geeked out a little bit more, made
Okay.
it super awkward, would have brought the comedy value up a little bit to take away from the lack of musicianship that Rico and I were delivering. And I say it's on me. I could have, we did whip those lyrics together in a heartbeat.
It'd be funny if we did the concept where the background singer has Tourette's. Just random words.
Well, yeah, Tourette's, but in a clean radio way, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Beep.
Well, that one in particular had Everlast sound because I sang on it, and Nick said, hard pass. Okay, bro. Okay. All right. I said, give me your honest opinion, but lie to me now. I need you to lie to me.
No, be honest.
My fragile ego can't take any more tough love and honesty.
Give up. Never do it again.
Goddamn
You're
honest
horrible.
friends out there. Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're back on the air. All right? So no talking about what we were just talking about and the verbiage that we were using on youtube.com/beefvegan. Subscribe today. All right, let's get right into this. TMI top 5. I thought this was interesting. And I know that there's people out there who, may feel like they're in a situation where their significant other may be cheating, which is always a terrible feeling. And instead of like going through the extreme routes of like downloading secret spy apps, which I didn't even know about till after I was out of a relationship, and I was like, son of a bitch. There was a serial cheater, a self-professed serial cheater who shared signs to watch out for with your husband. So basically, he's like, these are the things that I did that I effed up on. And I'm telling you this for a fact because I would always cheat on my wife. I would never not cheat on my wife. This guy was that good, apparently that good looking, where he had that many options. And he goes by Dark Horse. So,
all right, Katy Perry.
Good. Well, this is why he probably could cheat so much. I'm sure it's a reference to a lot of things, but these are the definite signs, and this is your top 5 signs to look out for and to think if your husband's cheating. Okay, so coming in number 5, he can't keep his story straight.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, you've been in a situation where you caught your significant other cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and did you castrate him, or did you walk away like an adult without any physical violence?
I did not castrate him, and I took way too long to walk away. Way too long.
Yeah, it's the toxic ones that are the most attractive.
Yeah.
This is
So
why
rude.
I'm single right now, because I'm so not toxic.
Mm.
It's just same thing with Rico. We're such catches that we're too good of guys. And it doesn't keep a woman's attention because they want like the bad guys and the terrible human beings.
I blame Fred Durst. That problematic late 90s, early 2000s, like white boy. Like, I don't know what it is, but it is still attractive.
I think it all boils down to Fred Durst.
Just backwards hat and a wife beater and some freaking Adidas. Let's go.
All you're doing is describing my entire fit.
I blame Van Halen.
Wait, are you older than me?
Yeah, all right. Let's see. Coming in number 4, TMI top 5 signs to spot a cheater. There will be a money trail for husbands, anyways. Right.
Okay.
So the money trail might lead to different things, like very expensive dinners. Like, he's not eating that much.
Right.
Random stays at hotels, things like that. Right.
I write reviews, babe.
Yeah. Well, no, I want extra money on gas too.
Oh yeah,
that's how I busted mine. Yeah, I was
Really?
like, why are you spending $100 a week on fuel? Like, I don't understand. And this
Have
is
you seen the prices? Yeah.
No, this is back 10 years
I
ago
know,
before
yeah,
it was ridiculous. But yeah, that's another thing too, because you're doing extra driving.
Yeah, doing extra driving, and if you're getting on the car and on a hot summer day, you're keeping it running with the AC going. I would hope, right?
Pro tip: cheaters get a hybrid. Pro tip.
Yes. Let's see. Next one, TMI top 5 signs to spot a cheater. Let's see. He will have decreased sex drive. Because if he's getting his side piece nonstop, then it's going to be difficult to keep up with maintaining a double life when it comes to the tabernacle, which is the wiener. I was trying to make a classy way to describe that.
Didn't work.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Coming in number 2, he suddenly works a lot. Is this a thing?
Right.
Like, I'm all about the go-getters, but I find this situation happen in young relationships a lot. It's problematic, is that women want guys that are driven and, to have a good earning potential. But those guys who work a lot to make that money, then they complain that they're never around because they're out working. So then they end up cheating. You can't have both. You either have a bum who's around to lay it down whenever you want, but not do anything else, or you have a guy that has a job.
Well, so either a guy who just all of a sudden out of the blue starts working a lot, or hanging out with their friends a lot, like something that is just out of character for them.
Right. Yeah. You're like, you don't like your friends that much.
Right.
You're hanging out with them until 11 o'clock at night on a Wednesday. Come on. Yes. So what is the number 1 sign to watch for if you think that your significant other is cheating? The tech trail. There will be a tech trail.
There'll be receipts.
Yes. So you could find out very easily if you get a little, crafty when it comes to their web history, whether it's on social media or any other thing. There is going to be a text trail. So.
Michelle, why does your boyfriend only have a Nokia phone? Super weird.
Well, and then
he's old school.
Well, and even if they delete messages or delete phone calls, you can still go back to your cell phone provider, and it's like, okay, so why do you have all these phone calls, but they're not in your phone log on your phone? Like something's not adding
You've
up.
definitely
go
been
that
down this
far.
route. You've
Yes.
definitely been this route.
I have.
This was me in 2008, you know? So,
You
like,
got the paper with the holes on the side, like the whole stream of those. Like, I got the records.
it says right here, you sent the picture. Where's that picture?
Exactly.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Oh
Oh,
my
no,
God.
yeah, that's just like brought up all this PTSD from the past. Dark Horse warns that women, if their partner starts apologizing for anything and everything, that's a huge tip off as well. And he's feeling guilty about infidelity. Knowledge is power. Don't let gaslighting stop you from getting the truth. There you go.
Or your significant other suddenly is like real obsessed with you hiding things because that guilty
Projecting.
conscience. Yeah,
Yeah.
that projection.
Yeah. But if you're a real good cheater, then you know that you got to stop that projecting dead in its tracks because you're like, well, this is cliche.
Right.
Yeah. Nah.
Let's not be a cliche cheater.
All right, let's keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. Your single song takeover is coming up next. Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right, there you go.
So we got an easy fix for us, B. We just got to get face tattoos and go full dark triad.
Ooh, okay.
Easy.
My
Let's see.
polybraid was like triad.
What did
What?
Dorothy say? Dorothy has a long message
It's one of those
here.
bots.
Oh,
We're finally getting
shit.
bot attention. I love it.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yes.
God damn it. You're not even real Dorothy. I should have known.
Dorothy!
Your name's Dorothy.
I know. I've got a demographic change.
10 said, black men don't cheat. We get the okay. We get the green light. It's not cheating if they all want it.
It ain't no fun unless the homie gets some.
Burner phone is a must. Yeah. Let's see. And then Anthony said, or they start asking their partner a ton of questions. They start pushing the guilt to the other.
Yeah,
person.
that projection.
Oh, yeah. That classic projection. Okay. So earlier this morning, we had an excellent segment with Weirdo, and I have to share it here.
Good.
And in case you missed it, it went a little something like this. Let's go. I did get a DM here from Riviera Media saying, I just heard about the FML about the guy being invited over to his girlfriend's 18th birthday. If he was hooking up with her for 2 years, wouldn't he have known about her 17th birthday the year before?
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
They said it may have to call shenanigans on that one. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, don't be coming after me for like moral support or understanding. Like, no, man, you're effing up all day long. You need to stop right there. All right. Well, we got weird news, Weirdo, and she's here to report on it. So what do we got here, Weirdo?
What is the weirdest thing that either of you have been distracted by while driving?
U of A co-eds. You know, I can't even drive down Speedway and around there. It's just like, not this time of year.
No.
A houseless man taking a dump.
Okay. Houseless. I like that. Very PC of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Why do you ask?
Well, what about thousands of vaginas?
I just said U of A co-eds.
Hello.
So in Russia, there was a car accident that involved a box truck that had a bunch of vaginal plaster casts.
Oh, no.
Oh my God, the picture's amazing
I'm sure.
because it's
Wow.
it's just a little section
Oh, wow.
of the important bits.
Oh, yeah. So did you, like a bunch of Russians just pull over to the side of the road and just start like,
No, it was already loaded up with them.
oh, okay.
But yeah, but in the accident, the back door opened and they just came pouring out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Vaginas went out the back door?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that got to be a first. A medical marvel, if anything.
So the drivers at the scene were able to, exchange their information, clean up the scene with no significant damage. It was going towards a like art exhibit where they
Okay.
were going to build this big vagina wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take my money.
Yeah, right.
I know, right there. I'm just a fan of just, a concept like this is pretty inspirational.
Yeah, I mean the funniest thing about this is the fact that the Ministry of Internal Affairs had to make a statement on this. Like, do we really have anything better to do?
Look, we've had so many different stories come across our desk of like, Coke trucks like spilling over and then sodas all over the highway. And then people pull over to grab a bunch of sodas.
Right.
I'm surprised people didn't pull over to grab a bunch of like plaster vaginas.
Vaginas?
Yeah, this day and age, that's like
know.
gold.
Well, and not too long ago, it was dillies and vibrators.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. That was here in America. We get the dillies. Over in Russia, they get the V's.
mhm. Oh yeah.
Even the ministry was like, just be happy it wasn't dillies, okay? Way more damage.
Way more damage.
Yes. What else you got in weird news, Weirdo?
I have found my hero.
Oh.
My absolute hero. I want to be like her when I grow up.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yes. So she is 7 years old, and she is an escort.
Very strong start.
Yeah, dude. You got like high standards of your like. Yeah, don't worry, weirdo. Someday, if you work hard at it, you too can be a hooker. Okay. So
Keep dreaming.
I believe in you.
So a video that went viral on TikTok, there was this older woman who was being asked all these random questions, and she was asked to reveal her body count, which came in at over her estimation 1,000.
That doesn't seem like much for a 70-year-old escort. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a rookie numbers.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, if I was an escort, I could bang that out in the first 2 years easy.
Well, I mean, on top of that, she started off swinging.
Yeah.
That's where it started, where she was like, and then she would go on tour where she would go to another town, and then she was seeing at least 2 to 3 clients a day. Now, she said the number was down because some of them were repeat. So she couldn't count them as another body.
Yes. Yeah, that's good, though. She's so good that repeat customers come back.
Mm-hmm.
They keep coming back again and again.
And I must say, in the video, like, yes, she's 70, but, like, she's got huge knockers.
Right.
She's got a nice rack.
Yeah, of course. She might be 70, but her breasts are like 20.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so that's fine,
Yeah.
you know? So she started off swinging, and then she got into a polycube, and then she ended up escorting. Is this the correct like timeline, or?
Yeah, and next up is me being a hooker, so everybody stay tuned.
Herb JJ is spelling all over the highway too.
I love it. I usually have friends that tell me they want to be things that are just completely out of touch and reach of reality. You know, like I want to be an astronaut. Be like, dude, you're 40 and you dropped out of high school. I don't think it's going to happen. Right. But you're like, I want to be an escort. I'm like, I think that's doable.
Very viable.
Yeah, let me make some money now.
All right, welcome back. We are live on the podcast broadcast. Please welcome Herb Stratford, who's eating pastries from Nadine's and didn't bring any for his friends over here.
Sorry.
I wouldn't have been able to eat it.
Hold on, I got to introduce this single song takeover real quick. Yeah. Yeah, Herb Stratford is in studio.
Hello.
And you would think he's old enough to understand like etiquette. You don't eat in front of other people offering, right?
If you didn't bring enough for everybody, don't eat it.
Exactly.
All right.
It's all right though. Now I want you to eat it while I play the single song takeover, and I'll just do a solo cam on you. You got to eat it slow and sensual, and then Rico may or may not edit that up later for YouTube purposes.
What a piece of crap for not bringing extra.
Oh, you got food too?
Huh?
Who the hell is? The hell? What? Everybody's eating except for the fat kid. Come on, man. All right, well, let's get into this single song takeover. This is a throwback, but a fun song, and that I know you guys will remember. Transplants. Yeah, you remember the Transplants? Huh?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, so this is a song called Diamonds and Guns. It's like it's basically an ode to the 2000s as party tracks. So enjoy. Coming up after Diamonds and Guns by the Transplants, we'll have our movie reviews with critic Herb Stratford. Keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. You can join us there as well, youtube.com/beefvegan. But here we go. It's Diamonds and Guns. Turn it up. Rock 2.1 KFMA. Let's go. Woohoo! All right. I just had to do that. That was fun. All right. Woohoo! Yeah, I just wanted to get that little thing in there. That's a fun.
So you got a Blur song too, and then that song. This one's a more fun woohoo.
Yeah, it's a super fun woohoo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a woohoo Thursday.
It is. All right, before we get into, and I'll have a trailer to play for Scorsese's movie, which I'm super excited to talk about. You've been following the Challenge USA too. I've been following the Challenge USA too. We're down to a championship here. It's a final that's happening. Now with our 4 contestants on each side, we got men and women. All right, so the men is Giant Bananas, Corey, Fessy, and Chris, right? And then the women is Michaela, Tori, Chantel, and who's the 4th one? The fact that I'm remembering this,
I'm very impressed. You're not reading
I
anything.
know, I'm impressed too, because I would not have been able to pull.
I'm so lame. I know.
When you gave me your Paramount Plus sign, you're like, I should watch it. Like, that's my payment to you, is actually watching the challenge.
You should. Well, I'm kind of bummed I don't have MTV, so I won't be able to see the Battle for a New Champion.
With that show, is there actually a host on that show, or is it just
TJ Lavin?
So do you want to be in the next one? Could you imagine?
No, I could imagine, and I would not. I would pass. Oh yeah, no, they're trying to kill these people now. All right, so who are your odds-on favorite to win the championship?
Well, I just think you can't count bananas out. The guy's won like 19 or something, whatever it is. I mean, it's just he's been in the finals 19 times. I'm sorry, this is 20th time.
Right.
5-time champion, I think.
7.
All right. So I think my money's on him. I was so happy to see Josh get the boot. So but I was very sad to see Mackenzie go because I sort of have a crush on her, and I think that she got picked on. And I think it was totally, they threw her into the arena like 5 times.
You're talking about Cassidy.
Cassidy. Yeah. I just think that it's, I mean, I see picking on the new kids, right? I get that, for a couple rounds, but if you get right to the end and you're still being picked on, that's not cool.
Yeah, Cassidy is my TV crush right now. In fact, I would die a happy man if I would marry a Cassidy type girl. You could tell she's crazy. Mm-hmm. She's blonde. She's got the crazy eyes. She's got a nice little butt. And she's super cute, and I'm all about that, and all about her like chaos, and I think they called her Chaosity.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's like a nickname. Yeah, dude. And I'm like, oh god, she's so mental. I love her so much.
She came from Survivor, right?
Yeah.
Did you watch her on Survivor?
Whoa.
No, okay, because I've never watched Survivor, so I don't know anything really about it.
No, but I would be first in line to watch our OnlyFans. I'm telling you, man, I am a super fan.
I think I see where this is going. All right,
yeah,
So I was sad to see her go. Who did we? Is Tori's still?
Tori's in there,
yeah, she's in the mix. I think.
You think the champions are gonna win again?
I do.
No,
I do.
I don't think Bananas is going to take this one. I think he might be too old. This might be Corey's year. I think Corey might be able to do that, especially if they partner up with, like, if he gets lucky with the female partners, and then the female partners could solve any brain work that may come across. Because Corey's a good-looking kid, but definitely, not
a little soft in the noggin. Yeah. No, I agree with you. It may be Corey's year, and he has. He has definitely put his time in. There's no doubt about it. He has he's worked his way up the ranks.
What about Fessy? Do you think Fessy's going to win?
I can't stand Fessy. I really can't.
So you don't think he's going to win just because you can't stand him?
I don't like him. That's right.
So you're just not going to root for him because you're anti-Fessy.
That's right.
All right, fair enough. We're back on the air. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. That was your single song takeover, Transplants with Diamonds and Guns. And we got film critic Herb Stratford in the building. Good morning, Herb.
Good morning.
Let's talk about Martin Scorsese's latest film. Will it be his last? I mean, that's a question I really want to know. When him and DiCaprio link up, it's like DiCaprio is the new Robert De Niro, and Robert De Niro is in this as well, of course.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Scorsese's leading men, he has a new favorite, and it's DiCaprio all day long. And I saw early reviews saying this is the best of DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Is it wrong?
No, it's the best he's been, and I mean it's pretty universal that this piece is really an opportunity for him to just shine in a way. I mean, you think about the first time you saw this kid, right? I mean, honestly, I say kid, but I mean
he was a kid.
The first time he was in What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yeah,
and I mean,
hey, Gilbert,
you honestly thought that he was disabled, right? I mean,
he was good,
killed it. Yeah. So he's been on this trajectory, and you're right. The combination of him and Marty is really great. The interesting thing about this thing, specifically for DiCaprio, is Jesse Plemons and DiCaprio switched roles. Okay, so originally DiCaprio was going to be the sort of the first FBI agent or whatever you want to call it that was sent to investigate these murders. And DiCaprio, I think he took a look at the script and he was like, "Wait a minute."
Right.
Hold on a minute. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the other guy. And so they switch roles. Big deal.
Now,
poor Plemons.
Is he the protagonist? Is the FBI guy kind of like the bad guy in this movie?
I wouldn't say he's the bad guy, but I think that the story here, for those who don't know, it's based on the true story of the Osage Nation, and they were an Indian tribe that was given the worst land possible until oil was discovered on their land, and then of course all the pale faces showed up and started killing them to take it back.
Damn pale faces.
So it's a really sad chapter in American history. It sort of launched the beginning of the FBI because the federal government got involved, which was very unusual because states' rights back in the 1900 was like, hey, stay out of our business, right? We're all very independent. So I think it was a more meaty role, and I think DiCaprio is very smart. His production company is one of the producers on this. There's also a co-production between, I think it's Paramount and Apple, because this is a huge price tag. I mean, a lot of money. Period epics are super expensive in the first place.
Yeah.
And then, then you got all this talent, I mean, look at that cast. It's obscene, right? And to be authentic, right? Scorsese met with the Osage Nation and made sure that he was doing things correctly, which a lot of times people don't do. The last person to do that right was Costner with Dances with Wolves, right? Yeah. With the Lakota. He actually met with them and they respected him, made him an honorary member of the tribe, I think. I mean, you got to do some honor here. So this is the thing about this. I'll tell you the one thing that might stall this a little bit is it's just under 3.5 hours.
Ooh, well, that's great when you're watching it on Apple Plus, dude. You know what I mean? Like, that's a series.
You can get up, you can get up, use the restroom, whatever you need to do.
Yeah, well, Martin Scorsese fired his editors a long time ago, so it's not a surprise that it's that long. And honestly, in the day and age of binge watching, any movie that is under 2.5 hours in the theaters seems like you're getting gypped. In a way, and I don't know if that's a proper term you can say anymore, but in a way, like a 90-minute movie is a ripoff. And we're so used to having 10 hours of a story.
Yeah.
So having 3.5 hours is almost like they're screwing you of the next 6.5 hours. But hey, I know you can keep going.
Mm-hmm.
No, and that's a really good point. I was just watching something last night that we can't talk about till next month.
Son of a bitch.
But it's called Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, and it's the new Apple TV series that's sort of in that King Kong Godzilla world, right? Where Monarch is the company that sort of watches over the monsters. Anyway, it's going to be 10 hours. I didn't watch all 10 hours, but it's going to be 10 hours, and I mean, that's how much time you almost feel like you need a story to breathe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At this point, you're right. We're used to that. We're used to things not just being an hour and a half, 2 hours. We're like, well, give me more. And so I think you're right. We've created, that's the one thing out of streaming. We've created a new audience demographic that wants more full stories, and you can't deliver that.
So weird, yeah, because one part of us is ADD and can't watch more than 30 seconds, and the other part of us won't settle for anything less than 10 hours. It's very confusing. And it is surprising to me that initially Leonardo DiCaprio was going to have Jesse Plume's role, because it seems like Leonardo DiCaprio's role is the lead role in this movie, and dominates screen time. So why wouldn't Leonardo DiCaprio want this from the very beginning?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Maybe because he felt like, oh, well, I've done the J. Edgar Hoover thing. I want to keep doing that. I know that role, right? And this is a little bit more of a stretch for him. So maybe at first he was like, I don't know if I know that character.
No, it's a leading guy. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to break down kind of stereotypes of Hollywood.
All right.
You're talking good guy, bad guy. So good guy's good looking, bad guy's bad looking. You know what I mean? Like, this is how it's been tried and true. It's a formula that's been happening since, motion pictures when Herb was a kid. So
talkie.
Yeah, exactly. So, how could you put Jesse Plumes in that role, even though he's a fantastic actor? He's a little doughy and he's kind of got those serial killer eyes.
I agree with you. You're right. I mean, DiCaprio is much more of the stereotypical leading man. He's handsome. You're right.
The guy shags.
Yeah.
This guy shags nonstop.
And nothing older than 25, mind you.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And then, Jesse Plumes, on the other hand, settled down with Kirsten Dunst. Not even Spider-Man Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, that's where I recognized him from. I was like, I swear, I don't think I've ever seen him act. I just know he's Kirsten Dunst.
And
no, he's good.
Yeah, no
he's,
hate. I am really a fan.
He's great. Yeah, he's very good.
We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. There, we're going to talk about Herb's obsession with Taylor Swift. And we have more, so stick around. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
And out of those 3.5 hours, how much time is allocated to Rolling Stones?
Well, he does the same playlist, and that's the thing.
Is the Rolling Stones in the movie?
I'm not going to.
Come on. Fucking course it is. I would bet my left nut, and that's my favorite
that should
one.
Be a Vegas bet.
Yeah, it is. And you know what song it's going to be as well. So, it's funny with Martin Scorsese is just like every other person out there. Their favorite songs are when they were coming of age in adolescence.
Yeah, totally.
And that's what I've told this story before, time and time again. As a DJ, I look at the crowd. I try to guess the average year that they were 16 in, and I play music around that year, and people love me for it. Right? It's a dirty trick, but it's played. And I feel like with Martin Scorsese, I mean, he could have hired an editor, a music director. He could have hired all these people, but he's so hands on. And literally, when he envisions his stories, He is so locked into that time of his life when he was going through puberty and those songs that those are the only songs that are featured in all the films.
Yep. But let's just remember, and he does have an editor, Thelma, who's worked with him on everything. But let's just
what an easy job. You know what I mean? Like you're an editor, but you don't have to.
Yeah. Okay, we're good.
But let's just remember though. Also, Marty he's like what 81.
Yes,
So,
I love how you would call Marty like you've been cast in one of his films. You're not Jonah Hill.
I have pitched.
Marty.
I have pitched Scorsese on a project. So
okay.
So
in person?
No, but his team.
Okay.
So, but think about that. So, I mean, really, when he was 16, it was like Benny Goodman. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't necessarily Rolling Stones of 1970 because he was already making Mean Streets and stuff, right? When the Stones were sort of, I mean, early Stones, I guess 60s. But I hear what you're saying. It's like that absolutely. And he's made some great documentaries about music. I mean, the guy definitely is music focused, and there's a connection there between him and the Stones that is undeniable.
Do you think this could be the last film?
I don't think so. He's done some interviews lately where he's like, I feel like I'm running out of time, but I don't think
That's sad.
I don't think he's done. I will say that his hands-on, I mean, these things have got to take an enormous toll. If you think about how long it takes to develop this, and he's very hands-on, right? When he does these things. So, he's out in the middle of, wherever he was, Idaho, North Dakota, wherever they were filming this, in the snow, right? And the guy's, he's 80 years old in his big puffy jacket. I mean, I think he may take a little bit less of a role and he'd probably be doing a lot more exec producing of things. I don't think he's ever going to stop. I think he's a guy that when he passes, it'll be like, oh, who's going to finish these 3 things he was working on?
He's executive produced shows, right? Like series?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
I was going to say a lot of those.
Yeah. He's
definitely all over.
I don't know if he's doing the Tarantino thing. I know Tarantino talked about going to like streaming shows instead of doing movies.
Yeah, I think he's still, and
will Tarantino do that? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I heard.
Well, and he flirts with stuff. Then he's like, "Oh, I'm going to write more books, and then I'm going to do this." And by the way, Tarantino's Vista Theater, which is the theater that he bought and is currently restoring in Hollywood, is set to open in November. Just had its 100th birthday, so it's going to be where he does a lot of his work. Of course, he has the New Beverly, but this Vista Theater is a really cool space, and he'll be doing a lot of programming there.
Is Tarantino working on his final film right now?
He is. He's going to start filming. I think maybe even he's in pre-production right now. So,
and what do we know about it? Anything?
All we know is that it's about a female film critic. That's all we know.
His final hoorah.
Yeah,
like taking a stab at critics, probably.
We know one other thing. We know it's about a female film critic who has nice feet. All right, so we gotta throw that.
It's actually a giant foot as a character the whole movie.
Yeah. He was looking at casting photos. He was looking at casting photos from the ankles down.
Rico, I think your next short film just popped into the radar.
Right? Oh God, here we go.
It is a foot film. Yep. Yeah,
the foot.
All right, here's a fun fact about Taylor Swift, and this is actually a positive fact about Taylor Swift is that she's so successful. She calls the shots, and if she feels like something might be detrimental to the children, she will put an end to it, like a kibosh. So, her movie Eras was set to come out early release during the week, and she said no, don't release it during the week. Release it on the weekend because kids got to do their homework, which is sweet to assume that kids still have homework, right? And teachers that aren't, like taking nude photos on the side. But this is Taylor's movie Eras that I'm talking about, which is a live concert film, which already racked up $100 million. I'm surprised we have it on the list here, dude.
Well, this is an interesting weekend because there's really only 2 major releases. There's The Killers of the Flower Moon, right, which is getting a limited theatrical release before Apple TV puts it on. And then Taylor Swift The Eras Tour because, really, what's your choices, right? You know what I mean? Like everyone's going to go to either one of these 2 movies. And next weekend's we're gonna end up with some more Halloween type stuff. So this was really the perfect opportunity for these to go. It's good counter programming, right? Dad can drop the wife and kids off at the Eras Tour. He can go watch a Scorsese period crime piece.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess they could watch the Eras Tour thing twice because I don't know. Even though Taylor has been notorious on this run of doing her entire catalog, doing like up to 50 songs.
Wow.
Performing for hours. Yeah, she's an alien machine, for sure. And in her downtime, and then she's banging a premier athlete in Travis Kelce. So, the energy of this woman, she needs to bottle it and sell it. But Yeah, I'm sure it's beautiful and it sounds great in the theaters and everything. But what about, did you not see Five Nights at Freddy's? Have you seen any previews or trailers about that? Because that's dropping.
It is, and Matthew Lillard is in that film, and yeah, it's interesting with this one. I don't know if they just realize they're not going to get any bandwidth on it because everyone's talking about these other two movies, right?
Well, they are massive movies, but if you're talking about you want a fun, silly, kind of scary date night, or even, there's a lot of kids who grew up with Five Nights at Freddy's, that they might be excited about this because this is live action. Looks pretty cool. Now, Robert from Late to the Party did point out that both the movies that you mentioned, the Eras Tour and Five Nights at Freddy, or I'm sorry, the Scorsese pick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Both have lengthy run times.
Yeah. Killers is 3.5 hours, and I think Taylor Swift is just under 2.5, 2:15 or something. So yeah, and here's the other thing about this: the whole raging debate about theater etiquette and what's appropriate. Is it appropriate to dance and sing and scream and cry and everything during Taylor Swift movie? Sure. But if you're sitting in the next theater over watching Killers of the Flower Moon or Five Nights at Freddy's, that's going to be a little distracting.
Yeah, the Eras Tour is 2 hours and 49 minutes.
Oh, 49.
So yeah, so it's just under 3.
See, there you go.
Well, she would perform for over 3 hours.
Right, yeah. And so they only clipped out a couple songs.
Right.
And no, Here I Am on the Bus, right? Which is sort of the staple of those tour movies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But this is very savvy of her, I think, because no matter how many tickets she sold, no matter how many billions of dollars she made, there's still an audience who, number one, was not able to get in, or who wants to relive that.
Yeah.
And I will say that I'm not I couldn't tell you. I think "Shake It Off" is the only Taylor Swift song that I could even tell you I know the name of.
That's what I'm going to admit to publicly.
Right.
Yeah, I want to see your tattoos.
But I'll say I'm super curious about, the spectacle, because, everything you see about this concert tour, it was massive, right? And I want to see how they present that on the big screen in terms of the camera work and, all that stuff, because she's so savvy, right? I don't know if we're ever going to see an artist who is this engaged and this capable of mastering all platforms, right? She basically could say, vote for this person in November, and that person would probably win.
Well, that's the new memes now. Is like because of her boyfriend's jersey sales went up by like 400%. They're like, can somebody take a picture of her holding like a library subscription card or you know what I mean? Like, she really does have an economic
impact.
She's
got Oprah power.
Yeah,
she does.
You're right.
So now it's all on her to save the world. So good luck, Taylor. I do want to look at this trailer for Five Guys at Freddy's, because this is Five Nights at Freddy's.
You are hungry, aren't you?
You guys keep being in front of me and shit. And I'm just like, come on, man.
You went hungry. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's a porn title.
Yeah.
Wrong trailer.
This is the live action version of the game that we should all know and love. This was a fun phone game, and kids really were all about Five Nights at Freddy's about 10 years ago, about all the merch, all the characters.
Yes.
So to do a live action version of this seems really fun. And of course, the premise is, think Showbiz Pizza, where they had the animatronic performers there.
Yeah.
And they gone riot, which again is like, for an 80s baby, this premise is a fun one. Yeah. So have you seen early reviews on this? Have you come across any kind of buzz?
I have not. And the interesting thing to me too is, if you guys remember back a little bit, there was a Nick Cage movie that was sort of a ripoff of this, right?
Yeah.
Where he had to spend the night in there, and it was very well done in typical Nick Cage sort of campy character, But no, I think you're right. This is going to be one of those, the audience is sort of baked in, right? You know? And this is Blumhouse being very smart as usual, taking some sort of IP that they know has some juice left in it. They may have faltered with The Exorcist last week or 2 weeks ago, but this one I think is going to deliver solid returns, especially this time of year.
Well, yeah, and this one, and what's interesting about it, it's a dual release, so it's going to be in theaters and on Peacock. So it's on Peacock, and I'm going to watch it on Peacock, and it's something that I'm definitely excited about. In fact, actually, I kind of want to cancel any plans I may make for Friday just to stay home and get super stoned and watch this.
But the good thing about Peacock is you get home, and whenever you want, you just turn it on.
Nah, I know.
You know what I mean? It's not like going to the theater; you got to go to the right time and everything.
That's
So,
true. Yeah, I got to be in the right frame of mind too, though.
Yeah, that's true.
But that should be fun. In fact, actually, I think that'd be a movie that I watch with my daughter. I think that would be really good.
I'm
because she
texting
was
my
really into
oldest
it.
right now, being like, "Are you gonna watch this?" Yeah, because my kids were obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy's.
Exactly. So, I think that's a good family film in a weird way.
Yeah,
A modern family film, if you will. So, yeah.
Deranged families.
Well,
The best. It looks like Saw mixed with Chuck E. Cheese. That's what I like about it.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that should be your review there, Rico. We're back here live in Rock 2.1 KFMA. As we were going through the trailers, we both saw Taylor Swift's Eras Tour and why that's massive. And, just Taylor Swift just winning at everything. And then the Five Nights at Freddy's, which is dropping on both Peacock and in theaters this weekend. And I'm actually super excited about that. Robert from Late to the Party on their YouTube channel, they're going to do a reaction to Five Nights. And they never played the game through. So you got to subscribe Late to the Party on YouTube because they're fantastic with their reactions. Hanging out here with Herb Stratford. And now, congratulations on the Tucson Film Fest. Tons of cinephiles came out to support there. You had a good time with it, and what was some of the takeaways from your film fest?
Well, we debuted our new digital projector, which was fabulous. We showed a lot of great films that people it's interesting. We showed Eileen, which I saw at Sundance back in January, and we were able to get an early screening of that. The trailer just dropped this week. That's with Anne Hathaway and Thomasin McKenzie, sort of a period noir. Sort of lesbian romance film that's just amazing.
Huh?
You had me see, there you go.
What's happening?
Why don't you start off with lesbian romance, period noir, blah, 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 blah.
What's it called?
I just wanted to sort of lure you in. So yeah, look for the trailer for Eileen, and I think you'll get a kick out of it. But yeah, we showed that. And we had just a lot of good stuff. And we did this fabulous dinner on Thursday night, the first time we've ever done it. Where it was a pairing of 5 short films, 5 dishes that were inspired by the short films by 5 celebrity chefs, including our own Gary Hickey.
Yeah. Shout out Chef Gary.
And then we had custom cocktails as well for that event, which was sold out, was on the rooftop of Playground. So yeah, we had a good time, and now we're starting to plan for our 8th year, which will be next October.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, well done. And Herb is our arts and culture guy, bringing culture to downtown Tucson and Tucson Film Fest. If you weren't a part of it this year, make sure you're a part of it next year. Mark it on your calendar.
Yeah,
whatever the day may be.
Second weekend in October. Yep, absolutely. But I gotta say, I have to mention too that now that we're getting close to November, now we get serious, right? I mean, now the good stuff starts coming out. So, we've got Priscilla coming out, which is a Sofia Coppola movie about Elvis and Priscilla, right? That comes out.
Oh, yes. That's controversial. That's controversial.
It is. Absolutely. We've got great stuff on Apple TV. We've got the 4th season of For All Mankind. We've got Monarch Legacy of Monsters coming up, which is the series I was talking about. We've also got the Squid Game Challenge series on Netflix.
I'm kind of upset about that. They're just ripping off the challenge, but if nobody dies, is it really Squid Game?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah, you're right. We got the final season of The Crown dropping in 2 parts, which is very exciting. So there's some good stuff coming up. Now's the season when you want to sort of settle in.
Nice. Yeah, it is cuffing season. Yes. So that means a lot of people just staying home, Netflixing, and chilling.
Yep.
We're going to continue the conversation on the podcast broadcast, wrap things up with the beef tip after these words. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan, or keep it right here on Rock 2.1. Clear. Yeah, that is exciting. There is a lot of good stuff coming out.
Yeah, and it's Julie Walters that's taken over as the queen on The Crown, correct?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it was her.
No, it's the woman from blank on her name. She was the horrible woman in the last Harry Potter movies.
Oh, okay. But still Harry Potter.
The same crop of actors.
But yeah, I mean, they that whole series, The Crown, I've watched it, and it's just from all the generations and using the different actors every 2 seasons.
It's brilliant.
Genius.
OG streamer Anthony just gave us the thumbnail for today's podcast.
Oh my God, my skin is so dry. Can you all leave me alone?
I like how I've got the hand. That's a nice wrist gesture. Very nice. Thank you for that.
Lesbian noir.
Very nice. Well, you got the best look of both of us on that one.
Very
nice. Very nice. So no, but
like Herb Stratford, is he a good film critic?
So here, let me tell you, I'm not going to spoil anything for you about The Crown, but specifically Weirdo, the breaking breaking this 6th season, which they originally weren't going to do. They weren't going to come this current, right? And then basically they decided to. So it's 2 halves. It's 4 episodes and 4 episodes. First 4 in November, second 4 in December.
Yeah.
The first 4 are all about the end of Diana.
Okay.
So it is just really, really well done. It's really powerful, really sort of, I mean, and I don't know if you guys remember when Diana died. I remember very clearly.
Yeah,
I do.
And so it's really interesting to see the way that they handle that and the way that they portray, again, how incredibly horrible the royal family is and what they did to her. So
the scene where the queen
really
puts a
great.
hit on her, that's going to be a crazy scene.
Well, and I mean, it's going to be controversial. I'll tell you right now, there is some stuff in there where they show Dodi Fayed, who of course was her boyfriend, and then Mohammed Fayed, who owned Harrods, still does. And sort of the way that he pushed them together. And it's just very interesting. I could see complaints, I could see lawsuits, I can see
like borderlines or tips his toes into the conspiracy of what took her out. Sounds like it
a little bit. I mean, he definitely points fingers. Peter Morgan, who is the creator of The Crown, you can tell that he has this love-hate affair with the royal family. He's English, so he obviously, he's sort of in his blood that he has to sort of respect the English family and the monarchy. But at the same time, he's not above taking shots at how awful they are as people. Not all of them, but I mean some of them, and not all the time.
He's been in trouble in every season, hasn't he? For things accused. Yeah, he's used to it.
And they claim too that none of them watch it. But come on,
they
come on,
for sure.
do.
The Kardashians, they watch it.
I mean, I feel bad for the boys because honestly, how weird would that be to see your mother's life and death portrayed on a and you don't know because that's all conjecture, right? I mean, these are scenes between the boys and her. Nobody else is in the room. They're just writing these, right? So it's very interesting to see how they handle that. So yes, The Crown finishing up November, December.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. I only started watching some episodes once Diana was kind of in it, right? And that like the 80s style of The Crown. So I have to binge.
Now explain it to me like I've never even seen an episode of it. So it pretty much covers the monarchy from the start to now.
You have never seen an episode of it.
It starts before Queen Elizabeth
is queen.
Okay.
Like the lead up with her father's death. Well, her uncle's abdication, then her father's death, which by the way, good Lord, that man had like no organs left when he died.
Spoiler alert, bro.
Spoiler alert, man.
Explain it to him like he's never watched this.
Yeah, and then
just Wikipedia, bro. England.
You got and then Queen Elizabeth kind of taking over, also kind of as a young mom.
Oh yeah,
because her, God, she had 3 kids.
So Claire Foy is the actress who starts it. So basically, and the thing about this, as Weirdo sort of alluding to, each sort of 2 season arc or each 2 whatever it is a different. So 2 seasons have a different cast, right? So you're not just aging somebody, right? So Claire Foy played the queen for 2 seasons, and then somebody else stepped in for 2 seasons, then somebody else for the 5 and 6,
and also for all
everybody.
Of them, for everybody,
for Prince Philip, for everybody. Sorry. So it's really interesting because in a way you're like, oh, that's so perfect. Like I'm not distracted by and you're getting a whole new group of people.
Right.
And it's brilliant. And Diana's been played by 2 different people. So she ended up at the early days with Prince Horseface, and then now she's played by Elizabeth Debicki, who is really it's stunning how much she resembles Diana. And they get everything from the clothes to the hair to the mannerisms. It's brilliant. It's
now
brilliant.
Here's where you sell me. Do they have dragons like in House of the Dragon?
Yeah, come on, bro.
Are there dragons in it?
No. There's no incest. There's no boobies. There's no dragons.
God, man.
Are you sure there's no incense? Let's do a 23 on the entire family.
Well, yes. Well, considering that Princess Diana was actually technically more royal than the Windsors.
Yeah,
because if you really go back in British history with the monarchy, it's insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Princess Diana was also related to Winston Churchill, correct?
I think so.
Yeah, the Spencer family.
Yeah.
Well, and I always get confused because they also came out with Spencer, which had Kristen Stewart playing Princess Diana, and she did a phenomenal job too.
She did, and they sort of allude to that one weekend, which is the focus of Spencer, when she goes up there and she's trying to interact with the rest of the family, and it's just miserable because they're horrible people and they don't like her. And the reason they don't like her is because she's popular.
Yes.
Everyone loved Diana, and that's the thing
Mm-hmm.
that chaps them the most is she eclipsed them, and it's like, just embrace it.
Do they hate Princess Kate then? Because Princess Kate is a
many
knockout.
reasons.
Yeah.
I would think so, but I think the other thing is that, Charles, they were so disappointed in Charles, and he was having that affair with Camilla forever. And I think
it's like, how are you going to slump bust with your side piece? I mean, if you're going to have a side piece, you want someone hotter. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, you're right.
But love is love. What can you do?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just attracted to somebody who you may or may not be biologically related to. This is keep an eye out on our Instagram page because Rico's going to do a couple of these.
Oh, I need one of those, Rico.
I got
one
you.
for me. You got me.
Oh, I'll do it.
Yeah, so we'll have those. How close are you to having those done?
20 minutes.
Okay, cool. All right, so keep an eye on our Instagram page for a fun post that we're going to do later. We're back on the air. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the show. As always, don't forget to subscribe. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers, which is a big deal. And then once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I won't mention it ever again. Honestly,
Just do it.
Yes, youtube.com/beefvegan. Let me give you a beef tip before we wrap things up. And these are money-saving habits that really add up. Okay, the holidays are right around the corner. That stuff costs a lot. All right. So if you do these small things now, you'll save up a lot of money and you might be able to give that money back into present gift giving or stocking up on great food for the holidays or whatever you want to do. Right. First one is put socks and a sweater on before you turn up the heat. Right. As it starts to get a little crisp. I know that a lot of us go straight to the thermostat, but if you dress for it on the inside, you should be fine and you'll save money. If you get an email about a sale, delete it immediately. Right? Don't be tempted by the devil. The devil knows your email address. And if you see something you want on Amazon, add it to your wish list and wait 48 hours.
Yep. They put it on sale.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Not only that, impulse buys, they really add up. So if you do those three things, that will really add up and you'll save a lot of money. And hopefully you'll go into the holidays with more money to spend. And you could always, tip your local radio show. That's cool. We appreciate that. Mm-hmm. I appreciate you, Herb Stratford. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks, man.
Next time, bring snacks for the whole class.
All right.
Weirdo, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Yes. Rico, excellent job as always. And thank you again. Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish
pre-song show. I challenge radio hosts out there to come up with a more solid show. I don't think it's going to happen. We'll see you tomorrow.
Kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.